How to not live with regret or minimize regret, I should say. There's some things going on in my personal life where I can attribute this talk to. You know, there's some personal things going on in my life, not major or anything of that sort. But what I know about regret is regret happens when you don't try your best. When you don't give it all you could have. Regret happens when you have that shoulda, coulda, woulda. That's the easiest way I can put down having regret. Is if you think back on a situation and it's a shoulda, a coulda, a woulda. I shoulda did this, I coulda did this, I woulda did this. If you don't have no shoulda, coulda, woulda, and if you approach that situation with the best mindset and the best ability that you had at that time and point, meaning you weren't playing no games, you was really straightforward with however your mind frame and thinking was at that time, then you shouldn't have no regrets about any situation. And you let go of control, you shouldn't have no regrets. Because a lot of times those are situations that probably wasn't supposed to happen. Or it's on God's timing. That's how you get rid of regret. When you have no shouldas, no couldas, no wouldas, any of that. And you've let go of control, you done all you could do. Then guess what? Ain't no way or that's the way that regret will be the most minimized. So don't feel bad or feel some type of way if you approach the situation and you came to it with the honest standpoint, with the honest, intentions and this and this and this. Don't feel bad if the situation didn't work out in your favor, because sometimes that rejection is what we always know, a blessing. Like I said, regret comes from knowing that you could have done more. So a lot of times, imagine like this: like you approach somebody, you told them how you feel, this. You was always real, you was always genuine, you was always upfront. You kept it a being. You didn't try to control no situation, you just kept it up front. You told them how you feel, woo, woo, woo. On the back end, if that person wasn't honest with you, if that person wasn't genuine with you, and that person was wearing a mask, they wasn't ready, they was doing this, they wasn't doing that, that person will live with regret because they have that shoulda. I should have did more. I could have done more. I would have done more. And that person tried to hold on to control so much and then release control, that person will now live with regret. That person will now live with regret. That's why sometimes it's good to go ahead and just take that leap, take that jump, try, even if it don't work out. Because what's worse to me of something not working out is not even trying. Well, you didn't even try. Let that sink in. When you didn't even try, that hurts more than just failing. That hurts more than not accomplishing or getting or receiving or what you wanted. That hurts worse because you didn't even put yourself in that lane, that angle. You didn't even put yourself there. So where something could have been a blessing, something could have been beautiful. Now I understand we all have our hang-ups and all things of that sort. I get that. But if you are having hang-up and hiccups and things of that sort, that is putting you in that position to where you are now having regrets through life, guess what? You need to change that. You need to fix that. You need to heal that. Regret is one thing, but you can move on from regret. You can grow from regret. But it's one thing that eats at a person every single day. Every single day. And as a person who feels energy, speaking of myself, I feel energy, I know a lot of people have regrets, either from dealing with me or just people out there. I know a lot of people have regrets. Because when you come from an honest point, when you come from a truth-telling point, when you come from a sincere point, and you're trying to convey a message to somebody, or you're telling somebody how you feel and things of that sort, or you just move through the world like that, you see that people are not on that same type of time. You can see it. It's just like you tell somebody how you feel about them, and they're not yet open or warm or dealt with their traumas or issues and things of that sort. Or they're still trying to play the field, whatever the case may be, whatever reason they may have for it. That person will have regret. Not saying that that situation could have worked out or should have worked out and things. That's why I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that person will have regret because they didn't attempt. And deep down inside of their soul, they wanted to. Deep down inside their soul, they knew the truth. They was just scared or afraid to confront it. So now they must live with regret. That's just the way the cards are dealt, the way the game goes. And I feel like a lot of times the things that we have the biggest regret on is the things that we know could have worked out. But the things that we ran away from. Regret. Like I said, it was a situation that I was recently going through things. That's where it popped up out of random. I had been past the situation, but it was something that popped up out of random, and I was like, well, you better off telling your truth and it not working out, and you can sleep comfortable knowing that you lived your truth than hiding your truth, and you have to live with that for the rest of your life. And now the thing about hiding your truth and living with that regret for the rest of your life, because you never know if it could have worked out. So let alone that you didn't even try. It's the fact that you know that it could have worked out, or there's a high probability of it working out, but you didn't take that action. I'm gonna say this, people. Before you get with anybody in a relationship and things of that sort, or if you're in a relationship with somebody, try to see if they have regrets about somebody else, of passing up somebody, and this and this and this and that and that and that, and see if they've healed from that. Because if not, you might be playing second fiddle to somebody who they have deep inside their heart, who they really want, but they have regrets about. I'm just saying, because I see it. Regret, regret, regret. Anyway, let me know how I feel about regret. It's Rich. Y'all be safe out there. Love and blessings.